What?
What
What are you laughing at?
Y'all, I can't. I wanted to do this podcast, honestly, to just shed some light on how the sausage is made.
Right.
I really, truly did. I thought this would be a lot of fun. We're just gonna do it. Betsy and me, we've been doing this fucking thing for a long time. We've been sending I've been sending voice notes before people even realized we had voice notes. And I'm not trying to be like, I listened to that band before they began. No, I'm just legitimately, none of my friends knew it was a function. We've been doing this for a really long time. And here I thought, let's just start a podcast.
Why not?
Why not? I still want to work in TV, but, ever since my dad passed, haven't really found that thing that made me feel invigorated or like alive since my dad had passed away. Then the pandemic hit, literally. I mean, guys, I don't need to go through the backstory, but just understand that there was suffering. Now, in size standards, probably was not suffering at all. Okay, I was probably living a life. Exactly, I was living a life of luxury. My dad died, luxury,
privilege,
privilege. I wanted to do this podcast, and I toyed around with it for a while because I didn't really understand how I was going to be able to make that work. I didn't know if it would be well received by people I work with. It probably still isn't. It may be. I don't really know. I don't really dig too deep into that because I just don't want to dig too deep. Because when you go looking for shit, you step in shit.
So they say.
So they say. And my point in that is that I just don't need to dig deep. I'm not announcing to everybody I've ever worked with that I have a podcast. My friends know, my colleagues know. It is what it is. Because I don't need to dig deep. And I'm online right now and I'm just casually just searching the interwebs, and I need this level of privacy that's being accosted to stop.
Oh God, I'm scared.
Look, I don't give a fuck if somebody cheated. If they cheated in their past, they cheated on their past. There are also other variables to relationships that no one knows anything fucking about. Now, I'm about to lay really hard into Sai in this episode that we're about to cover, but I'm gonna also be fair when it's due. It is now out there that Sai is a liar when she got married. She's lying.
Oh, she's liar face?
Exactly. Sai did not get married in 2019. She got married in 2017.
2 years prior.
2 years prior.
The horror.
No. 2009 versus 2017.
Oh, I thought you said 2019.
No.
Okay, got it. So 8 years later.
Yes. So I guess what this is alluding to is that perhaps when they were together, her husband was with someone else. That's really what we're getting to here. Okay, right? I understand wanting to know that because you want to hold your cast to a fucking high esteem.
Sure.
That they're telling, they're truth tellers. They're telling their story.
Yes.
Are you telling your
Owning
story?
Your story.
You're telling
you
you
own
need
it.
to own. You just need to own your story.
You need to own it.
Not that story though.
Nope, not that one. But the one that we want, own it.
Own it. All of this is going to come full circle, guys. So when I started this podcast, I did not know that we were going to be where we're at right now. Sleuthing so much so to pull up marriage records to prove that people aren't and are married when they said that they were, and using that as conjecture to imply that somebody had an affair.
Yeah. Okay.
Where the fuck?
Okay. What the fuck? First and foremost.
I'm so happy that you're on this with me because on RHONY with me on this journey.
And a journey it is indeed.
Oh my God, by the way, it is a queer roller coaster, this journey. Whew. Can we please talk about that?
Yeah.
As two queer people, we're going to take you on a ride.
It's going to be a wild ride.
It might be on a double-sided dildo. I can't tell you. But it's going to be on a wild motherfucking ride. Okay? We're going to be riding a Sibian. Okay, we're taking you all through the motions. By the end of this, you will be the plus, an LGBTQ plus. There's going to be a box for you people.
We're here. We're queer. We're doing
the census.
Yep.
After this,
after this episode,
you people. See what I'm saying? See what I did there?
You folk.
Anyway, seriously,
okay.
You're going to be set and ready to go to the Folsom Prison Parade. In fucking Dyke March in San Francisco.
Jesus Christ.
You know I love a good Dyke March. Anyway,
okay.
So can we go back to this for a second?
Okay, yes.
What the fuck is going on?
This is absurd.
I need it to end.
Okay.
Can we talk about this?
We can. And please, let's. So here's my thing. The claim was that they got married in 2009. It is 2023.
I didn't even know
right?
that.
I didn't know that either. So they got married in 2017. We know at the very least one of their children, London, the daughter who we saw in this episode, is 10 years old. So regardless of when they got married, who gives a shit? By the way, not for nothing.
This is the discovery portion of Housewife Forensics. I don't care when she was married. Please let me know. I cannot be the only one. Social media has just really been exhausting. I love a good sleuth. I love a good forensic discovery. I love digging deep. I mean, I was on my Ancestry timeline earlier this morning, just shooting the shit. You know, seeing who was related to me from 300 years ago.
Right.
I love that stuff. Yeah. And I can't say that I too don't partake in that. And I'm not Selena Gomez, only murders in the building. That's me. I get it.
Sure.
But I'm actually also just needed to I need it to stop.
It needs to calm down.
I mean, this is what I mean. Now we're just making sweeping statements about people cheating and I'm just going to read it. I'm just going to read it.
Hit me.
Bravo Boo content creator. I'm just giving credit where it's due. When I asked #Saida Silva about it, she deflected. The it being married, was she a side chick? Was she in an affair, et cetera, et cetera?
Okay, got it.
Just a catch-all. That's definitely weird to lie about. How long you've been married. And it's not just a couple of years. It's almost a decade of a difference. I went down a rabbit hole on Reddit to find where the rumor was, and she was a side chick came from. And apparently it was from a comment on Lipstick Alley of someone just saying that she gives off that vibe. So unless someone has other proof to show me, I think it's just a rumor. I'm not going to share the comment from Lipstick Alley because it sounded nasty and racist, and I'm not down with that. So you're going to tell us that the comment... Wait a minute. Now I'm annoyed. I'm sorry, Bravo Boo, and I'm probably going to get fucked for this. So now you're going to tell us that the comment was racist, and you don't want to share it?
But you're going into detail about what it is.
But you're going to say that it was a racist comment.
And you're going to give more life to the rumor by
executive producer.
Saying, yes.
Our colleague made a racist comment about you. Okay.
What did they say?
I'm not going to share that with you.
Exactly. Fuck off.
What the fuck is that?
I know.
All right. Internet people. And I know. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long time since I've been on my soapbox. But I got to get here. I got to go here. I both mean this and also don't. What my statement is going to sound very contradictory. I want all of the social media and all the fun and who's dating whom and et cetera, et cetera. I need to lay off on the when they were married. Let's go to fucking benverified.com and let's pull marriage licenses. Let's go down to the county courthouse. I need to understand what we're looking for. I'm actually honestly asking from a psychological standpoint, what are we in search for? Are we looking for people to lie? Are we finding it hard to align yourself with a person on a show that you so desperately want to like because you're so excited about a reboot that you don't like them because they kind of suck? What you're being shown at home sucks. So because they suck, we're just going to look into them further. I want to know what sucks even more about them because if they suck now, that means they have to suck in their past. And here it is, guys. Married 2009? Married 2017. She's a liar.
Smoking gun.
So was David married before? Was he married after? I mean, but I wonder what is the game?
I think that everyone just needs...
what do you feel about it? And it's kind of, it's kind of shitting in the same pot because you and I are both producers, so we're obviously going to feel similarly. But I want to hear from your perspective where the rationale is on the viewer side and where the pragmatism and logic is on the planet Earth side. Because I do. Because usually I give both sides to be fair, but I want to hear you give both sides so I can take myself out of it for a second.
I mean, look, to me, it's like people are so desperately looking for a gotcha moment. Like the sleuthing, the picking apart, the vulturing every piece of information that is partially or fully shared or disclosed either on the show or in the social space or in an interview or whatever, or on a fucking message board blog like Lipstick Alley, whatever it is. Everyone
4chan.
Fucking 4chan and 8chan and all the chans. everyone is looking
Silver Road.
for Silk Road.
Silk Road, guys, for you oldies out there, you'll know
Old
what all
school.
this. Silk Road.
I think everyone's looking for something to like gotcha
Why?
public personalities with. I don't know. I think it's a general. I don't want to say discontent.
I don't want to say viewers because that makes it seem like I'm pointing fingers, but that's the only way I can differentiate. Is it because viewers want to have a moment? And I don't mean that to sound patronizing, but is it because let me just say the layman, civilians, do we too want to participate and have our moment?
I think that
has Andy Warhol's 15 minutes of fame gone down to 2.5 minutes?
Possibly. I think that there's an element here too of
the access.
Like, I don't even want to call it citizen journalism, but this idea of
like a citizen's arrest.
Crowdsourced.
A netizen arrest.
Yeah. Well, like a crowdsourced, trials and judgments and jury of public figures. And I think that netizens or just the people, normies.
Sure.
Normies.
Let's call them normies.
I think that normies.
Let's call them. Let's call our listeners.
Them.
I'm such an asshole. I'm going to call you guys normies, but not our listeners. Y'all are more elevated than that.
Yeah.
But for the interest of the collective consciousness, normies. Go ahead.
There we go. I think that normies want to feel a part of the process or a part of the phenomenon, if you will, because in the last 6-8 months, that's what this culture has catapulted into, especially in the Bravo space. Mm-hmm. And I think it's before even the Scandival of it all and how things have turned since then.
I created Scandival. I have to say it every fucking time. And I know that our listeners are like, shut the fuck up. We fucking
but
got
it's fucking
it.
True.
You're fucking annoying. Shut the fuck up. We know you created Scandival. I know I'm annoying as fuck right now, okay? I got that. Trust me.
Trust and believe.
I grew up in a household with a mother who has narcissistic personality. I suck. I know. But dead serious, like I'm the self-deprecating. I know I suck. Somebody's gonna be like, oh, so she's a narcissist. Anyway,
she's not a narcissist.
No,
but you know what I mean. I think that people want to be involved, and I don't knock you for it. But I think it leads us to take it a step too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of times I've had to say, put the phone away from somebody filming a scene. I'm like, oh my God. You need consent for that. So please put the phone away.
And that, by the way, I mean, that's happened for years.
I know.
But it's the level that it's been amped up. It used to be just like every once in a while, or if you're out at like a bar scene or, it would be maybe, but now I feel like it's just everywhere and it's rampant. We see videos come out every day of different shows, of Jersey, of, like.
People have made up stories. I have not personally been in the blind item, but I have been with the person who's in the blind item the day or in the time span of the blind item. And I am reading it and I'm just like, that is not the fuck what happened.
Correct.
We were all together and those women that you saw them with, producers for a television show.
Right.
Okay? Who can assure you don't want to touch your little dirty dick. Like, I don't want to touch.
No.
Yeah, people. That's for another question that we got for our AMA, which we're going to be doing today. I'm excited.
We are.
After we record RHONY, but
yeah.
I just, Sai is who she is, and we'll get into that in a second. Just like, ugh.
It's too much.
My head's spinning. I can't even enjoy social media anymore. Everything. Look at him, tied a shoe. I'm like, who?
Cross the streets.
Who tied a shoe?
Closed a car door.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course I do. It's infuriating.
Are you excited to talk about RHONY?
Am I ever?
I just need it to end.
I'm ready. I feel like...
That's how I feel.
All the time. Watching RHONY.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't know for sure, but since the next on did not say season finale, I have to imagine that not next Sunday or this coming, but the week after has to be the finale. It has to be ending. It's not going to be more than 14 episodes.
I don't think so. How can it be?
It can't, right? And Potomac is coming back in the beginning of...
I don't know.
October.
Can't even
November.
get into that either.
Oh, okay. Yes, seriously. Anyway,
I don't know. And how can they have any more content for this season? Well, what are they doing? Are they scrapbooking what's left on the cutting room floor?
I don't know.
I don't know what's happening, but
Neither do I.
we're going to get into it, guys.
Let's do it.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to Reality Bites, the podcast where we'll deep dive into this week's buzziest reality TV and pop culture happenings.
I'm Betsy, and while I may be 9 to 5 by day, I'm a reality connoisseur by night.
And I'm Lauren.
A reality TV producer by trade, but my favorite pastime is dishing unfiltered dirt and behind-the-scenes scoop. We'll tackle the biggest and best water cooler moments of the week through an insider lens you won't find anywhere else.
Buckle up, buttercups.
Please don't tell me it's about Tom.
It's about Tom.
This is Reality Bites.
Oh, guys, and before we get into RHONY, I just have to point this one thing out because I think, look, like, you're not going to agree with what we're saying, but sometimes you just kind of have to give, you got to give credit where it's due. Tom Sandoval is an incredible actor on Special Forces.
Oh my God.
I think that he could have actually probably had an acting career in like B movies and stuff if he had not done Vanderpump. I need you guys to watch the first episode of Special Forces. One, because of Tom Sandoval and his ability to act. And he is far better at acting in uniform than he is in his confessionals. And two, because we all need to do a wellness check on Tara Reid.
Whoa.
And I don't mean that to be a joke. I just mean that
She's very emotionally fragile.
this is a very difficult show.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how
intense
it is. It's like G.I. Jane.
Yeah, but
And
in like
she's so
Arctic
little.
Serbian conditions.
Yes, and she's so little. And she even says, she's like, I am not in the same type of shape. I don't know if they had to have told him to get into shape before this or, you know, do something. But
yeah, I think they had to have given some sort of guidance.
But I think it's better than Stars
on Mars.
Thank
Hold
you. No.
Okay.
I burped.
Yeah.
So you finished it for me. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you finishing my sentence.
Oh, of course. Stars on Mars was fun. This is better.
And what's weird, they're both on Fox.
And aren't they just like they're such
It's
Fox
such a
shows.
Fox show. It's
Both of them are
such
so
a Fox show.
Special Forces I was fucking riveted.
I was really interested.
I was riveted. Now, here's one thing I did notice, and listeners out there, please correct me if I just was stoned and missed it. I don't think we saw Tom Sandoval actually participate or complete any of the training activities. The not high wire, but that thing, or the previous one.
And you pointed it out. They all have to grab these big rocks. And okay, so tell the story. Tell the story.
Well, the lead guy, like the trainer dude, they also grab rocks from a pile of rocks. And in an interview bite,
kick rocks.
Go kick rocks. In an interview bite, the lead trainer guy says, like, this is also an assessment because what size rock you pick says a lot about a person. And you've got Tara Reid having this big rock over her head, and everyone has these big rocks, and then Tom Sandoval.
Tara Reid weighs maybe 110 pounds, and that's soaking wet.
Exactly. And her rock is probably 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Tom Sandoval's 12 at best. Like,
he's so
maybe
pathetic.
15.
He's so pathetic.
It was actually kind of perfect, but
I think people should watch it.
Guys, you have to watch it.
Do yourself a favor.
Like, Tom Sandoval in his mind is like, I've been training my whole life for this. You've got this. He is running self-affirmation, pump-up monologues in his head nonstop.
He's literally like, they're going to see me and they're going to induct me to the Green Berets. You know what I mean?
And then he'd be like, wait, what's a Green Beret?
I thought it was Raspberry Beret.
Wait, it's not Plum Velvet? But guys, watch it. It is totally worth it. It is, just watch it. Have a cocktail, smoke a little devil's lettuce.
Yeah, I don't even think you need a
wonderful.
cocktail for this.
No.
I really don't think you do.
I enjoyed it so thoroughly. I can't wait for the next episode.
It was really good. It was just really interesting.
I gotta be honest, you know what's so upsetting to me?
What?
And I mean that only slightly facetiously, that of all of the Vanderpump, stars' participations in broadcast reality shows, so Schwartz on Stars on Mars, Sandoval on Toughest whatever the fuck, and
Stassi on Survivor.
Stassi on Survivor?
Remember when she was on Survivor?
No.
She was on Survivor, the family edition.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that one I can't speak to because I honestly don't know if I've seen it. But I was going to say Ariana also on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, yes.
I did not expect that of all three of those, that I would be enjoying Tom Sandoval on World's Toughest Forces, Special Forces, Toughness, whatever it's called the most. Because I honestly was just riveted. I really was. I did not expect that to be the case. But here we are, guys. I'm admitting it here first.
Well, you used to also be a Reaganite, so
okay,
things have changed.
You know.
Look,
things you grow.
It was
you
the
live,
80s.
You learn.
You were a child.
I was an 80s baby, and I was.
You were the product
New York
of Studio
Prep School.
54 and cocaine.
Yes, exactly.
And Halston.
And Halston. And some good old sprinkle of Halston.
Guys, I wish I could say that I was joking.
She's not.
But I'm not.
She's not. There's, it's just the stories.
You were put on the trajectory to like Rudy Giuliani.
Correct. And I was not on the trajectory to
So was Aaron
know
Litchie, by the way.
better and know the difference. Now, the difference between myself and Aaron Litchie, because there can be parallels drawn there from upbringing standpoint. I have gone out of my way to learn and grow and understand that maybe growing up in a sheltered way of life and viewpoints and the Upper East Side and all of that shit is not the entirety of the universe.
The Palace Hotel.
Oh, the Palace.
I can't wait for us to get into our
Palace.
AMA.
Yeah, there are some fun questions
Guys,
for that.
send us some fucking more questions. Send in some personal stuff. Send in for executive producer. I
Send
need
them for Lauren too.
Fine, that's fine.
Ask about her.
I'm an open book. I'm not concerned about me.
I'm not.
Exactly. Okay.
I'm a closed, antique, vintage,
What's your
illustration
story?
list book.
Your story cannot be your parents' story. Why am I always hearing about your parents in Studio 54? Your parent in Duran Duran.
And The Cure.
And The Cure. Her mother is alive, but her mother was a publicist.
This is true.
Your story, not their story. I want to hear yours.
What's mine?
What is your story?
I don't know. I'm identityless.
We're hearing
Like Jessel.
We're hearing Jessel's story. But first, we hear about Montessori.
Oh, you're on a punny mood today.
I am in a penny mood. Okay. Music class.
Music class. Can I just start by saying one thing? How is it
Go ahead.
that the cast member, and I'm talking about Jessel,
No.
who has gotten the most shit for not opening up and not sharing her story and all of this, blah, blah, blah.
Why do you have to burn me at the stake?
Right. But how is it that she is the only one of the 5 housewives that actually has a personal or family story arc that is being tracked
I
consistently?
know.
The kids and music school and them being off, running
Montessori.
off on the side of the class. And how is that gonna be when they go to pre-K?
IVF.
Which the IV, how is,
Mom.
what is going on?
Not being able to tell mom and dad that she's struggling with her fertility.
Yes. What is
She
happening?
was never taught to talk about her emotions.
Even the sex shit.
Let me just explain. Let me just explain to you guys. When you are the child of immigrants, it is almost baked into you. Now, take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm making more sweeping statements than I am being specific to everyone's individual plight. But when you are the child of an immigrant, you are by and large told you don't have any feelings. Your story is your points and opinions on matters. It's not that you're not important, but there are so many other things that are going on. You know what I mean? So what it does is it inadvertently conditions you to never express yourself. Very similarly to what Jenna experienced with her mom. The difference is the journey.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
it. The difference is the journey. The consequence is the same. Neither one of them were taught to express themselves in any way, shape, or form. You're not allowed to cry. I grew up personally, Lauren here, grew up in a
In case you didn't
household
know.
that I was not allowed to show emotion. So then I repressed my emotions and then I never showed emotion. So then I would get in trouble for not, quote, caring because I didn't show emotion. So then what ended up happening is I was punished for showing emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Then I didn't show enough emotion when I needed to, and that constituted not giving a shit. So then I had to learn how to mask emotion. So then I had to learn how to mirror emotion. So I had emotion, was told repress that. Then I had to mask it. Then
Right.
I was taught how to mask it, but then I was told you can't mask it that much. Well, now you have to show emotion. So now I'm having to mirror emotion because I can't really show what is actually it's
Right.
guys, it is a mind fuck.
Absolutely.
So what I'm trying to tell you is, Jessel, that is a part of her story. And a part of that story is being an immigrant.
That's a huge part of her story. And just because
I hope I
you
made
can't, it did, but it absolutely did. But just
Guys.
because you can't relate to that experience, Sai and Aaron, doesn't mean that it's any less her story. And there's nothing that she needs to quote unquote own.
I know. So we hear Jessel tell Pavitt that she needs a vacation from the vacation.
That's right.
Okay. Just going back to what you and I were just talking about, here we are with the poor story, guys. Little tiny Tim over here. She's lying. She's lying. She is explaining to Pavitt, who doesn't seem to be like very surprised by this, but also seems kind of surprised. I actually think he's starting to get annoyed.
I think he is too.
Because not simply because his wife is being singled out, but because it is becoming more about a cultural thing.
Yep.
And I think that's what's irritating to him.
I agree.
So she explains to him that they're essentially accosting her for trying to, quote, paint a picture that she's poor, but that she tried to explain to them that that's not what the case is. And she's only trying to explain to them what her story is, that none of them will believe her.
Yeah. And it really is, you can tell that Jessel is getting like very exasperated and frustrated that she is not claiming to, she's not playing comparison with Sai.
No.
She never it has claimed to be doing so, but they will not accept anything she says at face value and they will not take her word for it. And you're right, Pavitt is getting annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
He also wants his hot sauce, but, which mine was, I relate.
Oh, that's right. 'Cause they're at the French restaurant.
But like Jessel wants to be accepted. She wants to feel warmth from these women so much so that she's even, sets up reaching out to Sai and wanting to clear the air and wanting to apologize if she came across in the wrong way. Jessel, you don't need to be apologizing for anything. You have done nothing wrong.
And I don't think she even wants to be accepted as in superficially accepted. Like, I just want to be in the cool group. I think that she just wants to be understood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think there's a vapid layer of her wanting to be accepted, if that makes sense.
It does. And I think she's getting more and more insecure about how to be herself, quote unquote, because, and this will come later, but she says something to Sai at the end of the episode where, every time she tries to open up, she feels shut down. So she feels uncomfortable now trying to say anything or to speak up in any way.
Yes. And so when she does, it's very disjointed and feels a little cryptic because she's essentially trying to bob and weave and not say the wrong fucking thing that is going to somehow alarm and dysregulate Sai, which I want to question. Sai, maybe it's you who needs to check on the regulation of emotions here.
Seriously.
Because someone's personal story that you seem to say that you don't give a fuck about shouldn't be dysregulating you this much.
No, I don't care, but I don't care.
Yeah, we'll get to there
We'll
because
get there.
I can't.
Well, we also set up
Sex night, guys.
staycation sex night.
Yeah.
At the Ritz, the new Ritz, which I didn't know there was a Ritz in Nomad. And
Oh.
I want to go to there.
You haven't been to the city in a minute.
I have not been to the city in a minute.
Mhm.
But I'm sorry. I love Jessel and Pavitt's relationship.
I think they're so
don't-
funny.
I think they're hysterical.
I also think that Pavitt is being maybe it's me and I'm not picking up on the commentary out there, but I think he's kind of being misunderstood. I think he's deadpan.
He's
Everything he does is
absolutely
everything he
deadpan.
does is deadpan.
He's very flat affect, very
Yeah.
deadpan.
I'm going to Vietnam.
Well, I mean, we'll get there.
No, but I mean, like a few episodes ago when he said that,
Oh, it was
Jessel's
very, like,
stop
nonchalant.
it. He's like, yeah,
I'm
I'm
gone.
gone.
Yep,
Like
I'm gone.
he's just deadpan to me.
I agree. I think they're hysterical. I also love when Pavitt's like, I already have everything planned. I was going to surprise you. Do you have the nanny? I've already booked the nanny. How would you know? How would I not know this? I run the household.
Please.
Like,
Please.
how were you going to hide this from me?
Well, I feel like
I thought it was cute.
I did. I thought it was cute too. But I also think that Pavitt runs the household.
Also probably true. Well, Jessel thinks she runs the household, and then Pavitt runs behind Jessel cleaning up the household.
Correct. Just like I like to think that I cook. Because meals just show up.
Meals just arrive.
You know what I mean?
My personal chef is not DoorDash.
No. Okay.
Yes.
Jenna and Brynn at Henrietta Hudson. Guys.
Henrietta Hudson's.
This is an oldie but a goodie.
Sure is.
There aren't that many lesbian bars alive.
In New York, there really aren't very many at all.
And it's really disappointing. And Cubbyhole ain't it, Andy.
Cubbyhole. I'm not a fan of
Don't be trying to push your Cubbyhole on us. Just think of the name, the title, Cubbyhole.
I mean, come on.
Please.
Henrietta Hudson's is far better.
Yeah, I actually think Henrietta Hudson's was featured on the Lesbian Bar Project, a show on Roku.
That would make sense.
Talking about the lesbian bars and their iteration and how they're kind of dead.
Yeah.
Because much like most of the world, people think that lesbians, all we do is sit on couches and pet our cats.
Well, when we're not in line at the U-Haul office.
Ma'am, how long would you like this for? 3 months so that I can have it when I leave.
I'll have it to move in and move out.
Yeah.
So I love this scene.
Same.
I thought it was so fun.
And Bryn's the perfect person to do this with.
Perfect wing woman.
She really is.
Absolutely. No question. And Jenna, who is someone who is a little socially awkward, just in general, and it's endearing. Having a personality like Brynn
perfect.
It really is. It's so perfect. I will say this, though.
What?
Now,
I'm scared. What are you going to say?
I'm trying to remember if it was actually Henrietta Hudson's that we went to. So scenes like this, especially like lesbian, like uncomfortable
Queer baiting scenes?
queer pickup bar night out scenes, because I've done one of these.
I've done these too. Yeah.
They can be awkward. They absolutely can be.
I wasn't trying to one up you. I was more just trying to be like, yeah, I've done one. Where is she going with us?
Well, so I actually did the scene in Jersey season 5 where Rosie went into the city with Joe Gorga. I think it was Joe Gorga.
It was absolutely Joe Gorga.
And and he was going to wingman for her picking up women.
And Waukili's husband.
Oh, and Richie. Yeah,
and Richie was there.
Right. So. And now that I'm thinking about it too, because this is a long time ago, guys, this just dawned on me that it may have actually been Henrietta Hudson's that we went to. I can't remember. I'm going to have to fact check that.
Well, when we're done recording, we'll look it up. We'll pull it up.
And we'll put it in the description.
Yeah.
The answer. It is or it is not, in fact, Henrietta Hudson's.
We'll put it in there.
These scenes, like that scene, it was fun. It was funny, but it is awkward. Like
Dude,
being
so awkward.
doing a singles night out. By the way, whether you're gay or straight, I said, like, lesbian or gay because my reference point was Rosie on
Whether
Jersey.
you're dating.
But just if you're single and you're going out doing like a pickup scene on camera, as a first season cast member of any kind, that's awkward as shit. So honestly, Jenna, kudos. Because good for you. And I had so much fun. I loved it.
Because we rarely see those, especially with women, the representation of same-sex relationships, just period, or any relationships that fall under anything LGBTQ+. We just rarely have that representation.
Yeah.
Especially in reality TV, outside of dating shows.
Yes.
Right?
And the rare occasional something or other that's typically not very
like
good.
Tampa Bay's.
Correct. Correct. Garbage. But it's true. There's such little representation out there.
Yes, there is such little representation. And yes, there was a lot of producing and a lot of prodding. This is obviously a scene to kind of show a little bit more texture now that we have Jenna single. I mean, this is absolutely producer saying, Jenna, you're single now. Like, let's have some fun. Let's see you out at a bar. You don't really have to pick anyone up. But like, are you down? It's produced like that.
I can honestly see Brynn even having the idea for the scene and being like, I want to go wing woman for Jenna out at a lesbian bar.
Correct. So it's kind of it's kind of evergreen in a lot of ways. Yeah. It's just fun. What's also special, because this is the place that she came to coming out.
Right. This was the first bar
Yes.
that she went after coming out. I love that.
Everybody has their first bar.
Yeah. I can't remember what my first bar is.
Well, you growing up in New York, I think it was a little different.
Yes. By the way, it absolutely was.
It's not to say you don't have you don't have a story. Your coming out story is not a real story because the rest of us had
Own
to
it.
struggle in middle America. We had to struggle in Texas. Where did you struggle? Manhattan? That's not a real struggle.
Of Manhattan.
But, and correct me if I'm wrong and just, using my conjecture.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to say that you didn't struggle with your sexuality, but struggling with your sexuality outside of New York is different than I think struggling with your sexuality in Manhattan. Your struggle wasn't necessarily of, am I going to be banished? Am I going to be burned at the
Absolutely.
stake?
Absolutely not.
There is representation.
Yes.
More so than there would be, say, where I grew up.
100%.
Still struggling with sexuality, but it does look a little different.
Totally. And I also have to say the caveat that I was never, nor have I really ever been a part of the traditional quote unquote queer scenes. So I was not going to lesbian bars. I was going to bars and clubs all of the time.
Yeah.
But I was also going to sports bars, and I was like, I hung out, my group of friends were a bunch of straight dudes.
Executive producer is a straight man.
I am a straight man.
So
That's the truth.
I am like queer and like queer seen and be seen.
Yes, I would say that that's accurate.
Like
I co-sign that statement.
I went to Basement at the Roosevelt, Samantha Ronson's DJing. You know what I mean?
Right? There you go. I was at the sports bar that played every game all day drinking on Sunday.
Yeah.
And look, runs the gamut.
It really does. It really does.
But
and Chloe is that her name? Chloe Dahl?
who?
Dahl? The guy who wrote all the stories? Who wrote Alice in Wonderland? We were just watching.
Roald Dahl?
Yes.
Roald Dahl.
Roald Dahl. His granddaughter, also queer, was married to Rose. Lily Rose. Rose.
Like,
The hot Rose chick.
who?
Guys.
Lily Depp? Lily Rose?
No, not Lily
Who the
Rose
fuck are you
Depp.
talking
By the way,
about?
of course you would go to the straight person.
I don't know who the fuck you're talking
your
about.
first thought would never be the queer person.
Because I don't know. I don't have the
Her
roster
last name
of
is
queer-
Rose.
Okay.
Fuck. Ruby Rose.
Oh, Ruby Rose.
Useless.
I know
Anyway,
her.
they would be there at the basement. Guys, I'm just trying to show you that I was fucking cool.
And I was
And I'm a
not.
narcissist. No. I'm gonna take the narcissist stuff out. I'm making too many jokes. Obviously, it's hitting home.
Striking a chord.
Yeah,
Own it.
obviously, I went to therapy
Own
this
it.
week. Okay. And I started my Wellbutrin. So, guys, we're telling all the jokes today.
We're having fun.
Today's the first day in a hot minute that I'm feeling good. So.
Getting a little stoned.
And I'm
we're
being
telling the
very
jokes.
self-deprecating, and so just please know any
Bear
jokes
with.
that are made, they're at me. Please laugh at me and
Please
with me.
at me.
Shut the fuck up. Do not at me. Anyway, I just thought that was really cool. It was a lot of fun.
Same.
And not to put her in a cage, but this is the this is the level of fun and flirty that I believe Bryn is to her core. Not that shit we're seeing with the let me lick
Suck
your
it on the
lip,
finger
let me
and-
lick your toe. That's like a hyperbolized version of Bryn, I think.
I couldn't agree more.
I
This
think
Bryn,
Bryn-
it was wonderful.
Bryn at the lesbian bar was like actually, I think in her Bryn, I wonder, has Bryn dated females? Has she dated women before?
I mean, she had a look.
Did
her
she
interview
talked about it? Because I feel like I don't ever want to speculate on someone's sexuality, but Bryn was vibing the lesbian bar, dude. I felt that. I felt
finger
that.
banging gloves.
Yeah, but she was hot. Like I was.
She had a good
feeling-
energy.
I was feeling lesbian energy
Here's
from
the
her
thing:
at the lesbian bar.
in
at
her
Henrietta's.
interview, she doesn't explicitly say, but she does say that she love is love, and she doesn't kind of discriminate. I'm paraphrasing here, but
Sure.
she didn't say that she's bisexual. She didn't say that she's dated
and
women. But
I don't
she
think
also
you need to have a title.
didn't. Like she alluded to just being open.
Okay, I'm here
I
for
wouldn't
it.
be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either. And Bryn, DM me. I'm just kidding. Somebody did ask us in our AMA if we've ever had a crush on anybody that we worked with, so that's why I thought of that. But I'm just vibing it. I'm vibing it hard. I'm vibing Bryn with the hot chick.
Yeah.
You know who I'm kind of vibing her with?
Who?
What's her name from the pilot that you and I?
Mal?
No, the femme masculine femme.
Bobby.
Oh yeah. Bobby and Bryn, guys.
Oh, that would be a really good pair.
I'm so sorry, just to go off on a tangent here, because now you've got guys. That's what I'm telling you. Dykes on strike.
Dykes Unite.
Yes, exactly. Dykes Unite today. That's what I really should have said.
I got my one just now, by the way.
You did.
9 out of 10 times I'd make that joke and I'd get lambasted for it.
Bobby was someone on executive producers presentation or pilot.
A pilot that I shot about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And
I'm still holding out for that one.
Yeah, it was about a group of friends who were lesbians or queer in LA. And there was this one girl, Bobby, who is just super hot and
I mean everything about
great energy and
everything about her.
And yeah, I could totally see Bryn.
I could see
with that type
Bryn
of energy.
and Bobby. Yeah. And look at that name. Bryn, we're gonna share Bobby with you. I'm just saying. Anyway, okay, not to get off too much on a tangent, but so we're back at Henrietta.
Yeah.
Hudson.
Henrietta Hudson.
You know, Jenna's a fish out of water.
Totally.
And I believe it.
Oh, totally. But it's very endearing in a way.
It is so endearing. Now, when I first came out, I think it was a little awkward just because you're just like new and you're
trying to figure it out.
Well, you're trying to figure it out, but it's in Los Angeles and you're at these bomb ass clubs. Everyone's hot. You're just like, ugh. I mean, I caught on real quick.
Yeah,
but,
I have no doubt.
Yeah, I did. I caught on real quick. But it is kind of nerve wracking, especially when you've been quote unquote heterosexual for so many years.
Mm-hmm,
you know, I was a late bloomer.
By the way, I would never have imagined that.
Really?
Just
do
like
I
meeting
scream
you,
lesbian?
You don't scream lesbian.
Queer?
Yeah, I think once
Chapstick.
you
I'm just kidding.
talk, you scream it.
Okay. It's like gay face.
It's gay. It's gay personality.
There's a whole documentary.
Gay speech.
There's a literal documentary about why we shouldn't be not like why we shouldn't be clocking sexuality based on
looks
voice.
on voice.
On voice.
Oh.
So
well,
guys,
I take it back.
We're gonna link.
Don't cancel me.
You are not canceled. We're learning and growing every day.
That's
even
right.
as a queer person.
Even yes.
Okay. Anyway, guys.
Anyway, moving on.
We're moving on. We're moving on. Oh, and by the way, she just barely watched Paris is Burning. I just need everyone to know that.
That's true.
Bye. Anyway. Bryn thinks that Jenna should date younger. I don't know if that's. I think
the classic New York love story.
How do you feel about it?
I'm here for it. I got to be honest.
Younger, 10 years. I think
Jenna's 55.
I think 10 years in either direction.
I think she can go 35.
Oh yeah,
I think she can go 35 and up. I think she could date someone who's Bryn's age.
When I think of 35, I don't think 20 years difference.
Right, but she's 55. I think she could date 20 years younger.
I think
100%.
35. I think 37 is a really good sweet spot.
Yeah, I'm not saying Jenna should date someone in her 20s.
I mean, her girlfriend now is definitely I think in her early 50s, but.
Well, there you go. But I think that her energy, she totally could.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well.
Changing minds,
changing hearts. We end Henrietta Hudson with Jenna on stage. Guys.
A little burlesque.
Here's the thing. She's kind of awkward, but I didn't feel any awkwardness from her on this. I felt like she'd been here before.
She was in her element. She was grooving. She had talked to a hot chick. Bryn set up that really cute number exchange moment. Mm-hmm. And she was feeling her groove on that stage.
She really was.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Tell us.
I am going to say something.
Say it.
This scene with Jenna and Bryn, and then even the scene that comes after that we're going to talk about with the double date. These are the types of scenes.
The double penetration cuckold.
Jesus Christ. These are the types of scenes, maybe not with that element, that we should have been.
Are you watching?
I don't know what show you're watching. I want these scenes
Triple X,
5
baby.
episodes ago.
Guys,
Okay?
we're all over the place, and I'm interrupting. I'm such a cunt.
You're very hunty today.
I am being very hunty. Go ahead.
These intermingling scenes, multiple different cast members going out and doing something, not sitting down at a fucking lunch.
Ugh, ladies who lunch.
I mean, I know the dinner scene is a double date, but like
even a double date is fun, guys.
I needed this 5 episodes ago.
Yeah.
I needed more interconnectedness, and having Sai come to Jenna's casting was not it. Like, yes, that was good at the time because that's all we had. But I loved seeing Jenna and Brynn out at Henrietta Hudson. I mean, I was infuriated by the double date, but even just seeing a double date, it's a fun scene to do because it gives good energy. Like double dates, we shot a double date.
Well, I was just about to say, that my forte is a double date.
You love a good double date.
And those are my favorite scenes to produce. So
by the way, how apropos
I know
is it that we're both thinking about the double date? I cut you off though, so please.
Well, I was going to say one of my favorite double dates, rest in peace,
all of the above,
was Austin, Olivia, Taylor, and Shep at Naomi's place.
Like Saltwater Cowboy.
At Saltwater Cowboy. And, the scenes get dwindled down to about 3, 4, 5 minutes. But this was flawless. It's not even about patting my back. It's not anything like that. It was just
it was
fun.
It was a great double date. Great scene.
And the network was in town that week, and I was like, thank God.
Yes, and everyone was really happy, and it was a great scene.
It was really fun.
I was dealing with a brush fire outside, so I was pacing in the parking lot, but I had the IFB in one ear, and I had another cast member losing it in the other ear about something.
Sure.
And but I remember being like wanting to mute the call and being like, this is really fucking good.
Guys, I overshot the date, which means I could have wrapped it earlier, but I didn't because it was so good. The crew was into it. It was a good date.
Those are always the best when the crew, like, because they're listening and they're invested and they're like, yeah, let's keep going. This is great. This is good stuff.
Well, as much as we're going to have so much to say about this double date, this is also one of those double dates where you are overshooting and the crew is enjoying every fucking minute of it.
It's messy. And they're like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening?
You know.
Gay men sex.
On walkie, people are like, they realize that they're making the first mistake.
What are they doing?
This is the first time they're on camera, guys. We have to remember this is the first time they're on camera. That is us, like, walking each other.
Yeah, I guarantee
on our walkie-talkies.
Also knowing the camera crew on this. There was some fun commentary going on walkie during this double
I can
date.
tell you
100%.
I forgot the crew. We know the crew who worked on this. I know that there was
and
walkie
they give
chatter
good commentary.
About this shit. Yeah, and
especially the two that we're thinking of.
Yeah. Anyway, so can we get to the double penetration double date?
God, can we not?
All right. I didn't know where this is. I didn't know where it was going to go. Okay.
No one did.
I did not know. Like Brynn, I did not know where it was going to go, and it ended up in my booty hole, just like this. Just like this fucking scene. It turned into gay sex. Now I need somebody to take me through. Okay, build it and they will come. I need Noah to get me out of this on the ark and show me the way to Abraham. Okay? Do you like those biblical references?
There's so many.
Torah for Testament. Anyway.
Guys, I'm the Jew here.
And I'm the Catholic. So a Jew and a Catholic walk into a bar. Anyway.
A lesbian bar
called Henrietta Hudson. Called Motherlode.
Okay, keep going. For the love of God.
Called Fish Out of Water.
God, here we go. Oh, no. We are currently pursuing a trademark on that name.
Yeah, guys, don't come at me. Anna. Anyway. All right. So
you're such a weirdo.
Guys, I'm Wellbutrin. We are not sponsored, so I will BetterHelp. Come to us.
If you'd like to sponsor us, let us know.
If you want to. Anyway. Okay, sorry, I was also looking at my first note.
Yeah.
And it says, Sai says, it's really hard for couples to like each spouse. Oh, I got it. We're at the double date.
Yes.
Sai is celebrating. This is a celebratory moment.
Yes, it is.
She finds it very difficult to find other cool couples. And by the way, guys, I think that that's a real challenge too. Now, it's not a challenge for me when I'm dating, but I've experienced that before.
You need to find 4 personality that
can fucking rock with it, roll with it. And I think going into this double date, we're rocking, we're rolling.
Yep, we're bobbing, we're weaving.
until Abe admits that he's gonna go fuck someone else. If Aaron doesn't give him the cookie.
For 1.5 years.
Yeah. Guys,
Come on.
Aaron, if you're listening, cognitive dissonance. Hear that?
Look it up.
That's what's happening here.
Yeah.
They've definitely slept with other people.
I think they have. I think they swung already. Or they've dipped their toe.
But here's the thing. Who wants the threesome? Does Aaron want the threesome? Or is it Abe who wants the
I
threesome?
think they both want the threesome.
I think that Abe wants the threesome, but female, female, male.
Correct.
And I think that she's like, well, I want male, male, female. And he's like, I'm not cool with that. And she's like, but what if he's gay?
Right.
That's
well,
what
so
I
there's
think.
there's a discrepancy here. They're saying two different things at the table. So
take me through it.
okay, so Abe okay.
Guys, this is fucking Plato's closet.
Plato's closet, yeah. Abe says that he would fuck other women if they went 1.5 years without having sex.
Uh-huh.
And Aaron says something in interview, I think, or maybe it was even in the scene, like, oh my God, Abe, like with the candor, which implies that he's being
candor.
truthful or
Correct.
forthcoming.
Candid.
Unusually,
He's being candid.
Yeah, he's being candid. Okay, so like, is he joking or not? I don't know. So,
My guess is no.
my guess is not. So then, Aaron says that she would want to have sex with another man.
I would fuck other men.
I would fuck other men, right?
Let's not go too far.
Well, and we've talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
So that embarrasses Erin for a moment. She tries to shut it down. Like, we're not getting into this. We're not getting into
We can't
this.
talk about it.
We can't talk about it here.
Swinging.
Sigh, exit on.
This
Like,
is-
oh, what are
by
you
the way,
talking about?
if they are swingers, this is the most interesting thing about Aaron that we have failed.
Oh my God, seriously.
I'm turned on now, and I didn't know that I could be so turned off and turned on.
By the way, it's a conundrum.
Dude, she can be my dominant.
All right.
I'm just feeling it. No, I'm kidding. Guys. I take
I
all
was
of that
gonna say,
back.
whoa,
No.
whoa.
I'm not that changed.
Okay. Thank God. I was starting to look.
I do find this interesting, but what I'm trying to understand is who wants what. That's why I said cognitive dissonance, because there is something to be said with, are we really this cool? Which I don't want to question how cool you are. I am sex positive. I've had friends who are in polyamorous relationships, and I'll be the only person that they've told or they've expressed that they are interested in that, because I truly don't give a fuck. It means nothing to me as long as you are safe and you feel like you are in a safe, mentally healthy relationship.
Absolutely.
So I'm trying to ascertain if this is something that they both want, or it's one was leaning more, but I feel like you have something to say about that.
I think that when Erin brings up that she would have sex with another man in the same situation.
Sure.
And I almost said Pavet. Abe says, we've talked about this, whatever. Erin tries to cover it by saying that Abe wants to have a threesome, or is expressed wanting to maybe have a threesome, but with another woman, which she is not into. She wants to sleep with another man. Abe then comes back and says, no, I said with another man would be fine. I'd want to be in the room, though.
Like a cuckold. He wants to be a cuck.
He wants to be a cuck. He also would,
donate a cocktail.
Oh, please.
Donate a cocktail.
Please donate a cocktail. But he would have to be with a stranger, because he wouldn't want. He would want it to be like be able to see it and not leave anything to the imagination.
And I think that that's fair.
Erin is saying that no, Abe said she could sleep with someone else, but he wouldn't want to be there. So like literally, they're saying, as Dorit would put it, diametrical opposites of each other, but they're kind of just letting it fly.
I think Abe is being truthful, and I think Erin is trying to edit, because mommy and daddy are going to be watching this.
Correct. Good call.
So for Abe to be admitting that he is totally fine with his wife being fucked by someone else while he watches feels like a little too, how would I put this? Intrusive for his parents, and more so, let's call it what it is. It's more so her parents than anything, because we know that Abe was an international DJ.
Which I love. I love the...
Guys, Abe got his dick wet when he could.
Agreed.
Okay.
But I
Erin
think
is hot as fuck.
she is, but she comes from a conservative Jewish New York family.
But so does Abe. I think Abe fucked around and found out in the good way. He had his time. He had his reckoning. No one travels the world for years on end
And
in their
doesn't,
early 20s as an international DJ, and then all of a sudden has their own law firm and works for one of the big three. I think one of the big three law firms in Manhattan.
Yeah, he sowed his wild oats.
This is
and
Prince
then
Harry who went and traveled.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Talk about privilege.
But all this gets derailed when Erin starts bringing up that Jenna suggested she have sex with a gay man.
Okay. So this is where I'm lost, and we are off the rails on a crazy train. I am not buckled in.
No.
Jenna would fucking never, first of all.
I feel like this would not be a serious suggestion.
Also, I'm not sure. I really promise. I'm not trying to sound so boxy, but it's going to come off that way. I'm just trying to be fucking real with you guys. Enough with the fucking queers or just little tokens. Like, enough. I get it. People say little jokes in front of me all the time that are like mildly offensive, and I kind of correct, or I laugh, or I get it.
100%.
I joke with executive producer all the time. She'll come in and
You're
I'm like,
not
ooh,
a
how dyke of
sensitive
you.
person. I'm not a sensitive person.
No.
In that way.
No. I'll be like, like literally, I'm like dyke on a bike. You know what I mean? Like I make the jokes. However, and I'm also not saying that for me personally, I'm not speaking for every single queer out there, but for me personally, I'm not upset when my friends who label themselves straight also make little jokes here and there towards me. It's all in good fun, right? Wouldn't you say? Okay?
Absolutely.
Nothing's offensive.
There's a pair of lounge shorts that I'll sometimes wear around if it's like a day that we're recording or whatnot. And I'll walk in and you'll call me Tracy Ullman.
Every time.
Every single time.
I'll be like, what's going on with your Tracy Ullman shorts?
No, you're showing up in your Tracy Ullman shorts.
Oh, like one time when I was filming with Kristen and Jay Cutler, I came into the kitchen. I was like, oh, how lesbian of your hair. And he looked at me and laughed. It's stuff like that,
Jay.
right? Yeah, exactly. I was like, I just a lesbian do. And Kristen was like laughing. Because he like a little lesbian haircut or like making fun of Craig. I get it. I'm not mad about it. I really am not mad about it.
No, but there's a certain tokenization in the way that Erin, especially in this moment, is talking about it. Like,
correct.
Oh, it's a gay man, so it's just sex. I'm sorry.
What? First of all, fuck off. Who is Adrienne Malouf in this world? Who the fuck is Erin Litchie in this world that she thinks that any gay man off the street's like, no big deal, I'll just fuck you?
Also, who the fuck is Erin Litchie in this world to think that most straight dudes won't just have sex just for sex without feelings?
Well, also that too. That is a whole other thing. That's like Taylor with the You've been masturbating all over town. And we're like, what? With Shep.
Oh my
You've
God.
been masturbating.
Masturbating in women.
You've been masturbating in women. I'm like, what the fuck
What is happening? Abort.
Like, am I masturbating and funneling it through the vagina?
Okay. No.
Anyway, my point is that she may be referencing a conversation with one of her GBFs, and that may be okay. But the way that I'm hearing it right now, she's boilerplating it. She's making it more categorical than narrowing it down to like a one-off, a circumstance, a story. Right?
Well, she's saying that Jenna suggested this.
I know, but what I'm saying is the way that she's talking about like how easy it would be, or like fucking a gay dude. I'm trying to give her the latitude that she may be referencing an actual gay man who said he would sleep with her. Sure, but I don't know that. But I'm not. Okay. Guys, did you got punched? Yeah, I got donkey punched.
Yes. Oh God.
Well, because Erin's acting crazy.
She is acting crazy.
Like, we're not just us gays out there, or whatever you'd like to label yourself, pansexual, fluid, bisexual,
whatever.
Fluid. We're not there as tokens for you. You don't get to just wake up one day and go, oh, I'm going to just be gay for a day. Now, fuck whoever you want to fuck. Say you're straight and still fuck same sex. I don't care.
Yeah.
But when we're using rhetoric that feels like it's you're tokenizing, it feels very just like, first of all, what gay man wants to fuck you?
I mean, I don't know.
Like what?
Seriously.
Who?
It was just all very bizarre, and
she's like real backwards, dude. Like we're I don't know what year we're in, but
and this idea that intimacy is so important, but that sex is the only form of intimacy, that if they become sexless, have a sexless marriage, bring in the gays, bring in a unicorn, bring in whoever, like it's a very narrow and kind of sad view of what the totality of a relationship is.
Correct. And I'm sure that this is intentional, but juxtaposed against seeing Pavitt and Jessel, who clearly haven't had sex, don't need sex, want to have sex, but they're just in a time right now. I still find them being intimate with one another through laughter, through, little micro expressions when they're getting coffee together. Like that to me feels more intimate, even though I'm not seeing them strip. By the way, we don't need to see the date, but just seeing her try on the lingerie.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like overtly sexual. He made a joke. What did he say? He's like, "Oh, you're not wearing that, are you?" Like, ooh, like he made some kind of joke.
She held it up and she's like, "And this is for dessert." He's like, "Okay, can we have actual
that's
dessert
what
too?"
it was. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, just not. He's a millennial. He's just not being gross.
There is a connectedness and an intimacy there, even though they're not having sex, and that's the
Correct.
irony of it all.
And that's the irony.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas, at this foursome date, it just feels very like Jackrabbit. I'm actually using the date for a euphemism and a metaphor for sex positioning. Jackrabbit sex. Just
Yeah, I think we go and get to Jackrabbit.
oh, right. Well, you looked at me like I had a third eye
I just look,
or a third hole. In case Bryn needs to understand that there are more than one.
Oh god.
But I just I just felt like what, and I'm not judging the foursome and how their relationship is. If that's what their
No, not at
relationship
all.
is,
good on you.
good on you. But there felt like there was information that some people just didn't know about each other. Like if we were playing the marriage game, the what is it? The newlywed game?
Newlywed game, yeah.
They would be thinking opposite.
Correct.
And I'm just speaking.
They would not be
specifically-
aligning.
No. And I'm only specifically speaking of Aaron and Abe.
Yeah, 100%.
David was like,
They were fine.
No, David. First of all, David was like, you could see it in his eyes. He was like, you don't say that, dude.
Like, what are you doing?
Instead, David says the exact same thing, but I don't know, the less egregious version, which is, I wouldn't be in that relationship anymore.
Right, the relationship would probably be over.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean that he didn't agree with.
True,
Abe,
but it's a better way to say it, I think, and the positioning does matter.
But
no pun intended.
But I also think that in this, they're just asking the hypothetical because Aaron even asks Abe, and obviously they're in a relationship.
Yes.
I think circumstantially, I don't know if 18 months they would actually, throw the towel.
That's
in.
the benchmark.
No,
Oh, hit the
especially
18 month mark.
Well, especially given David in the last episodes that we've seen him in, he's really tried to explain to Sai that she needs to lighten up
Yeah.
on what her ideology in sex is, because I think she's the one with the libido more so than David.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to explain to her, like, dude, I don't know what it's like to have kids like that. He's telling her that it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
at
very
the table, if you're asking somebody a hypothetical and they're not thinking of their partner, Sai and Aaron,
Sure.
of course they're going to answer.
In a certain way.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course. So,
totally.
cuckold. I honestly don't want to see them have sex.
No, I don't either.
I mean, Aaron's
Thankfully,
hot.
she is hot, but her personality makes her less so.
Do we need personality?
No, we don't need personality or feelings.
do. She thinks you do.
Yeah, apparently.
She thinks you do.
So then, before we leave the double date, Sai sets up that Uba's hosting a healing sound bath event to all come together and heal after Anguilla. And also makes note that she never screams or cries in healing sessions.
I gotta be honest, guys. I'm really questioning. I'm gonna do a little bit more of a armchair psych eval.
On Sai?
We're missing empathy here. There's the only time.
How often have we seen
The
empathy
only time
from
we
her?
have ever seen feeling or empathy or emotion,
Uh-huh.
quote, end quote, because not all emotion is crying, is really when she's talking about her mom.
Her mom, right? Yeah. That's true.
It's a little dark there. I don't mean dark as in she's dark. I mean empty.
Yeah, she definitely has some serious fucking trauma.
She has avoidant feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think she does probably have a little bit more of an avoidant
Attachment style. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard for her to understand emotion.
Yeah.
Because I don't mean she's like ASPD, which is antisocial personality. I just
No.
mean more that she
has an aversion
she
to...
was never allowed to have a feeling because she kind of it was dog eat dog. She had to push. So she never really got to decompress and process probably.
She lived in survival mode.
Yeah,
like,
her
whole
adversity
childhood.
growing up. So I think that as an adult, it's not that she has no emotion, but she cannot show it. And I saw that in this episode more
all
so,
throughout,
it was
times.
multiple times. But
Yeah. That's an interesting observation.
yeah.
Yeah, so they set up the sound bath, and it ends on a little, funny joke where Abe says something about Sai not screaming or crying, and Sai jokes back, "Stop trying to recruit us into your swinger lifestyle," which I thought was a cute button to a
I
somewhat
do think
frustrating
so. I'm
scene.
telling you,
but, yeah.
Plato's Closet.
Plato's Closet.
I just watched a documentary about it.
Did you?
Yeah, and the outbreak of crabs is gross. Guys,
that's gross.
We're talking about 1972. Okay, so this is before HIV and AIDS. It's just no holds barred.
Yeah,
If any
apparently.
of you are in your 70s and are listening to this podcast, you will know
Which
exactly
I
what
doubt.
I'm talking about.
There you go.
Or if those of you who are enthusiasts in the sexual exploration of America,
Check it out.
you'll know Plato's Closet.
Well, from the closet and into the library, we find Bryn
Colonel Mustard Wrench.
in the library. So we're at the bookstore with Bryn. Books with Bryn.
Books with Bren. I found this really endearing.
So did I. I really did.
I mean, not that I needed to know this early on, but again, this would have been, for me personally, I would have liked to have kind of known just a little peppered in here and there. I know she likes to read, and I know she's said things about books, but I don't think I truly understood how much this is, it's very special to her.
Yeah, I think just in general with Bryn, there was a little bit of what feels like a missed opportunity to show her as a more well-rounded than they have been. I think that there's been a lot more leaning into some of the kind of lower hanging fruits, whether that's in what was shot or in the edit and the notes process and the network process and everything. But leaning more into this kind of like flirty sex pot type of image, as opposed to she reads The Economist every week and can quote last week's Economist, and that can be intimidating to some men. Or that she loves antique books.
Or leaning into these more intellectual or cerebral perceived hobbies because she feels like she missed out on certain aspects of her childhood. So she's kind of getting to relearn all those things, her id.
Yep.
Her inner child. Her inner child. I'm being serious. Only just because
she's treating her inner child to what she wasn't able to experience growing up.
Correct. And I've been there. So I understand that so well. And I'm like, oh, I get it.
Sure.
I mean, I think I get it. I'm not.
No, but I think that's
what it felt like to me.
That's what it absolutely feels like. And it is. It's nice to see. And I like,
her grandmother.
Her grandmother with the tree.
Yeah, the
and
arborist.
the brother FaceTime and talking to this. By the way, I would have loved to see that on camera. Now,
I know.
I'm guessing maybe the Central Park conservatorship or conservatory rather, not conservatorship.
Brittany.
Free Brittany. I have a feeling that they probably declined filming, which is why, because that is something that would have been covered, or would have wanted to cover. But I did. I really liked the scene. I thought it just showed we were getting more layers in this episode, and to me, just across the board, it's a little. The fact that it's already episode 12, I wish that this had happened sooner.
Look, I'm encouraged that this is going to be a great launching pad into season 2.
I know.
I just don't know if Jenna Lyons will be coming back.
Which is a bummer, because I really enjoy Jenna.
Same. But I said that she was only going to do one season.
I know. We've talked about it. So the sound bath.
The sound bath. Sound bath is the new
axe throwing.
Yep.
Lauren was making the arm motion of throwing an axe, so I thought I'd help her out.
Sound baths are the new axe throwing.
They are. There's a lot of sound baths and shamans and
sip and paint.
Sip and paint.
Guys, we've been through it all.
Sip and seize.
Exactly. Yeah, sip and see. Guys, we've been through it all. Having been in this industry for as long as you and I have, and then combine that, we really have seen so many different themes. Sip and paint.
Sip and seize.
No, axe throwing. Or I'm trying to these activities.
Fads.
Yeah, these different activity fads. Destruction rooms.
Murder mystery parties.
Murder mystery parties.
Gatsby parties.
Gatsby parties. What is it when you get locked into a box and you have to get out? Escape rooms.
Yep, these are all fads, and it's it's totally true.
It was like we were playing a game where
heads up sort of thing, or
what is it? Mad Libs.
Mad Libs. Oh God, great game. Growing childhood.
Anyway.
So sound bath, intentions, blah blah blah.
Yada yada. I mean, look,
It is what it is.
I just thought it was funny because Sai again has to reiterate, I'm not being healed because there's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine.
Oh, I had that note too.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay, Sai, sure.
All right.
We'll go with that.
Okay.
Sure. My biggest note that's in caps is Avra for lunch. So good.
Oh, guys, Avra's so good.
Greek restaurant. They have one in New York. They have one in LA.
Yeah.
Fucking delicious.
So fucking good. So fucking good.
I remember when we were filming $1 Million Listing because it's in Beverly Hills. There were occasions when we'd go with the cast member, be like, "You want to just go grab lunch at
Just
Avra and
say it,
sit at
Josh
the bar?"
Altman.
It was Josh Altman.
Josh Altman loves Avra, and he would always take us there. So
We would go to Avra and sit at the bar and have some good Greek food. I kind of want Greek food. Anyway,
that sounds good.
yeah, Avra, great lunch, great choice, Uba. You are the best, and we appreciate you.
Jessel wants to ask Sai out to lunch. She just wants to circle back on the, what would you call it? The Anguilla Inquisition.
Yeah, that is what I would call it.
And she should. I'd want to know. I'd want to know why at every turn no one believed what I said. Okay. So what I find funny is that Sai's like, I have no earthly idea what she could possibly say to me at lunch.
Mm-mm.
Is that serious?
She is serious, and that's what's so
that's
puzzling.
I think that's what's concerning to me, and I think that we're missing a chip. And I think that we need to go to some psychotherapy, and I mean that in all sincerity, like in its seriousness.
Yeah.
We are missing empathy. I haven't seen it the entire season when I really think about it. It is a lot of, how would I put this? A lot of, I don't want to say outburst, but kind of an outburst.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
It's very dysregulated, very like,
for sure.
it's not to say that it's not valid, but it'll be like, come on, but that's not telling the truth. You're not telling the truth. Like it's like dysregulated in the moment.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
It is.
And
It's very Vicky in that way.
it is, but Vicky shows emotion.
Yes, she does. I just mean like the kind of the quick turnaround, the trigger happiness of the dysregulation.
It's a very quick switch.
Fine, yeah.
And it's why Jessel feels like she can't talk to her. And it's why I started to get nervous when Jessel was going into talking about the staycation. I was like, I don't know what these women are going to fucking say. And going back to Sai in a second with like the way that she kind of, it's like, it almost feels like a tick in emotion. Like it just snaps a little bit. I feel like we see this a little bit when her and her daughter go to get
The
dessert.
bakery.
Yeah, to the bakery, and I just don't want to forget about it. But now going back to the sound bath, I was like super nervous for Jessel
To talk about the staycation. Yeah.
Were you?
I was
like, I don't know what they're going to say to her.
because you never fucking know, and it's become such a thing for so many episodes and it should not have been. That it's just like, what are you walking into? I'll tell you what I did feel in that scene though was it felt like a group of fucking high school girls who. And I'm really referring to Aaron here, talking about like, I can't wait I'm excited. I'm so excited. And I can't wait to see you after. It's like high school girls whose friend is going to go lose their virginity to their boyfriend.
Literally.
I can't wait to talk to you after.
Okay.
Do you look any different?
I'm going to make sure to bring my flashlight, my magnifying glass. I want to see if you broke your hymen.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I
like, I'm
do.
going to check that.
It's just, it just feels very juvenile.
Pictures or it didn't
weird.
happen.
But that's kind of what they say.
I need to know if she has been the victim of consent before.
I mean,
because I don't know if she needs to continue to tell herself in jokes that this is kind of funny. Here's what I'll say. Can it be a joke that's off color, like with your friends? Of course. But know your audience. And the one thing that has been thematic throughout the entire series, this season, rather, is every joke she makes that's sexual is very internalized misogyny.
Yeah, it's very
Every single joke is internalized misogyny. Every single joke feels very anti-woman. And I'm not saying that she is, but what I'm trying to gather here is if there's a connection between her past, her experiences, and why she makes jokes the way that she does. Why her husband so flagrantly, which no shame, is like, yeah, I'm definitely going to go and fuck somebody else at 18 months and is unabashed and is like not disabused why that's a little odd. Is it wrong for him to have that emotion? Absolutely not. Is it wrong for him to talk about it at the table? Absolutely not. However, most people, and we can't say that society and tact doesn't exist, but most people, the average person, even if they're thinking that, that's not coming out at the table. Now, he's been drinking, presumably drinking before they came out, so he was just a little candid. I do believe it's a conversation that he and Aaron have had. However,
Agreed.
Going back to this, it just feels like all of her little jokes, which I get, we were all aughts children, okay? Okay. I ate a block of cheese and salami for like 3 months on the Atkins diet. I get it. It just feels like very, it's toxic. It's toxic.
Yeah, I get
Femininity.
I agree. I agree. I do think, I think that my read on it is that, yes, we were all early aughts. We're all kind of around the same age. This reads to me as kind of historical conditioning within a somewhat conservative environment.
Yes.
Where, unfortunately, somewhat inherently, with conservative environments come internal misogyny.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels, because I know people who are like Aaron. I arguably probably made some similar types of jokes when I was much younger and more in that environment, 100%, which is what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So it feels familiar to me, and I very much attribute it to kind of culturally and,
Like frat
and socially, kind of the frat culture
and I
of
get that.
conservative, like, living, at least speaking from experience in New York.
Oh, yeah. I went to a state school, and I went to many a
Sure.
frat party. I was the queen of doing beer. What is it called?
Beer stands, keg stands.
I was the queen of doing keg stands.
There you go.
So I get it.
Yeah.
I'm butch.
You're butching it up.
I do. I know how to butch it up. I know how to femme it up. I'm
Yeah.
a good wingman for men.
You totally are.
Yeah.
You totally are. So anyway,
So you get it, is what you're saying.
I get it, but I don't think it excuses it. I think that it's still very tone deaf, and it's just honestly annoying at this point.
Yeah.
It's annoying at this point.
Erin just feels like she's a person who either was or implemented hazing.
I could see it.
Yeah. Do you remember
can
those
see it.
old Lifetime movies?
Death of a
With
cheerleader.
Candace Cameron Bure?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, she's such a bitch. Anyway, whatever.
Speaking of bitches, Sai and not bitch, her daughter,
Yeah,
London.
I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. I'm a child. I'm a mother.
And she is a mother to London. And they go to a bakery in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, what was your feeling about this scene?
My feeling about the scene is that we watch what we eat at home. My feeling about this scene is that the daughter reacts very carefully based on her mother's reactions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was.
Sorry, did I go a little too deep?
Well, there was some interesting kind of looks and trepidation at the table.
Fun,
Yeah,
but is it perfect fun?
it feels like
perfect
trying
fun
to be
was it?
perfect a little bit.
5 macaroons, but mommy, I'll only eat this one. We can save the rest for later.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's something there. I don't know what it is, but there's
Mhm.
a little bit of an odd
I don't know if you-
undercurrent there.
I don't know if you remember the movie Center Stage.
I do.
She had the heart, but I had the feet.
Mm-hmm.
Does that resonate?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
well,
what it felt.
it did. It did. And especially with Sai going into, I wish that I could do this, or, you're so fortunate that you get to, and I had to just pretend, live vicariously.
Yeah, the rhetoric's not great,
No, it's
but I
not.
also can't really, and I'm being fair, I can't really ascertain if, when we are in the field with our cast and we are following certain stories, we will talk through with them, about what we're covering. Now, they will already go to every situation knowing what it is. Obviously, Sai knows that this is an opportunity to show mother-daughter time because we haven't
Sure.
really seen all that much. And it's also a way for us to tie and thread through Sai's own personal story with not having the best relationship with her mom.
And not having the easiest upbringing.
Exactly. And in a lot of ways, very nuanced, but maybe trying to show how we're breaking the generational cycle of trauma, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the missed opportunity is sometimes it's how it's said, how we're saying it, when we're saying it. and where we're saying it. All of that stuff matters.
It does.
So for me, I did like seeing and hearing them talk about her past. I think the scene for me would have worked much better, and which it really would have been far more significant and more important in the messaging if we had only just allowed the girl to have the scene on her own, as if it's a standalone for her. Mom's there. We just picked up London from ballet practice. We're going to go get some sweets. London, how is ballet? London, what's going on? We're just focusing on London through the POV of Sai asking her these questions. We're getting their mother-daughter dynamic, where we then can juxtapose Sai's upbringing and then tell that story is in Interview Bites.
Yeah.
And
it's the rare occasion when you actually would prefer interview over the content
Correct.
in scene.
Because it does feel a little like, well, you have this and I didn't have that.
Yeah, when it really should live in more of an inner monologue.
Uh-huh.
I agree with that. I really do.
And look, Sai may be that person. It
She
may not live in inner dialogue ever. As we see with Jessel. And Jessel tries to tell her story.
That doesn't work so well.
No, not true.
Not true. Own it.
Own it. So there may be that may be a theme.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It could be.
That Sai has to be the most suffered in the room. Again,
Never know.
I'm just gonna say this and do what with you will. We need to go to some psychotherapy.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing too much of me, I, but done a little bit more insidiously than I think the average person is saying.
It's I think that's
I do.
a
I see
fair
that
assessment.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Sai, I'm sorry. But I do like her, but I need to see more of that. And I think that we need to explore why she's so closed off.
Yeah, and
And
really
she's
unpack some of
projecting.
her
Yeah, we do.
her trauma and her childhood, because that takes a lifetime of work.
It does, guys. I'm working on it right now.
Yeah.
Doing a lifetime of undoing. Like that horrible movie starring Hugh Grant and Nicole Kidman.
The Undoing.
The Undoing.
That miniseries.
Yeah. She
Awful.
goes in between an English and an Australian
Oof,
accent.
it's so bad. So
I'm like,
bad.
Didn't you learn?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
literally-
No, it's so bad.
Yeah, you would have thought by now. I don't know. I thought that she had mastered the English accent.
I mean, she's done it in how many movies? How could she not? I don't
I don't know.
understand it.
But you know who gets the English accent perfectly?
Who's that?
Jessel.
Jessel does.
It's date night, baby. The Ritz.
Going to the Ritz.
We're going to the
Michelin
Ritz.
star restaurant. Only one star. She doesn't deserve three.
Putting on the Ritz.
Non-anniversary date night. Sex-anniversary, if you will.
Sexiversary.
Hey, make it a thing.
I'm here for it.
And, you know, she also, and I think this is an interview, how she says, like, yes, we've been in a rut. And she talks about how that's not abnormal. Thank you.
It's so funny. We were mind melding because I was literally about to go into that as you said.
Oh,
it.
were you?
Yeah, because I was like, we're in a rut. It's normal. It's not a scandal.
It's not a scandal.
Sorry, whatever the fuck that accent was, I need to be shot.
Shot in the streets.
I need to be put down. and
Taken
shot.
out back like old Yeller.
Oh, I wasn't going to go there with him.
Oh, sorry.
Archie.
Don't even. Archie's fine, guys.
I know, Archie is fine.
Archie's
Okay.
fine.
Okay, it's not a scandal.
No.
No, it's not a scandal. It's not a scandal, guys. For
No,
fuck's
it's not,
sake.
guys.
Has anybody
Come on.
gone 18 months without fucking before? Christ almighty.
It's.
I
an
have.
authority. Yeah. Same.
Fuck. Like, what the fuck? I'm so over it. Get on
with the no
it.
fucks.
Jesus.
I know.
What does Erin moonlight in the fucking glory hole just to make
Jesus
sure
Christ.
she meets quota?
Well, she wants other dicks. So
I mean, it's so annoying to me.
I
I
know.
don't judge Erin in her Plato's closet,
I know.
but fuck, leave her alone.
Everyone judges Jessel.
Leave Plato alone.
Leave Plato alone.
Anyway,
Well, Bryn helped her pick out some crotchless panties, and we saw a flash. She's running through
Okay.
like she's got things. She's got things for tonight. She's got props.
my favorite is that the way that she describes it is, you don't have to take it off to use the bathroom. And I was like, or
Okay.
other things?
There's other. I mean, I think there are other uses to that, but okay.
I literally was like, I love her.
She's great.
Like how
I
mom?
love her.
How mom of you?
Oh my god!
Because
so
when kids
mom.
have bathing suits, they make it easy for them to pee without having to take it off. So
Yeah.
it was just like very mom of her.
Like, look, it's so practical.
Yeah. look, I want a fucking pocket and everything.
Yeah.
You know?
I want a Christmas onesie that has a little button and a flap so you don't have to deal with the whole thing when you have to pay.
Of course you do.
Like, who doesn't?
If you could pee standing up, you would.
It'd be great.
And you can. They make those little plastic camping penis things.
Yeah, that's too much.
Anyway.
Moving on.
Okay. So Bryn helps her pick out the lingerie. Lingerie.
And this is where we get, Jessel showing Pavitt dessert.
But he also wants to eat later.
He wants real dessert. By the way, I feel you, bro.
I know, me too.
I feel you, brother. I do. But can we have real dessert too? Like, yes to that dessert, but also real dessert after.
That's real couple.
Yes,
that is real. And not to say fucking every day, all day, like Abe and Aaron isn't. It's just a different type of couple.
It is, exactly.
That's all we're trying to say, is that there's Plato's Closet couple, and then there's the couple who wants dessert while also having sex.
Yeah. And nothing's wrong with
and
either.
maybe napping.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Personally, I take the latter.
Same. Same.
I'm just saying.
Also, well, I hate that I have to do this. I have to retract a statement that I made here on Reality Bites.
Oh boy, what'd you do?
I said I never wanted to see a bath scene ever again.
Oh shit.
But with Uba,
make an exception.
We can make exceptions for Uba in the bath scene.
Fuck yes, we can.
She's the only one I ever want to see like doing her thing in a bathtub.
Ever.
Actually, just females alone or males alone. I don't need to see them together.
I think that's the delineation.
I think that's or people alone.
Yes.
Rather.
But I love the little
Sorry,
setup.
I didn't want to create a gender binary, but
she's got little chocolates.
Oh, little chocolates.
She's got her iPad. She's got her little bath salts. Her Mr. Bubbles with the label taken off, but I know that fucking pink bottle anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I love the little FaceTime with Bryn.
Oh, COVID, baby.
Poor Bryn and COVID.
I think I had COVID around the same time she had COVID.
You did. Oof.
If the timeline is matching.
Yeah. This also serves as an opportunity for them to, shocker, discuss Jessel and Pavitt's sex life.
Y'all,
this is the least egregious to me, only because it's Bryn and Uba. That's it. That's the only reason.
It's just a revolving door of have they or haven't they? And we're going to end this motherfucking goddamn episode with, she's lying.
I think she's lying.
I am just,
You're mad as hell.
I'm dyked today.
You're not going to take it anymore.
Yeah. I'm Butch Lauren.
Huh.
Exactly.
You're Lauren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mad.
So Bryn brings up, should we send them strippers and lube? Should we get dressed up as Hotel Bell staff and
That
sneak in for
funny.
evidence? I thought that was hysterical,
funny.
but also because of Uba's response. You're a walking health risk. No.
I need a Thelma and Louise show with Uba and Bryn.
Yes, I second that.
And they are in a Lincoln Continental and driving cross country.
Off into the sunset. I'm here for it. I love the two of them together. I think they are.
I think that we need to see more of them
fantastic.
next season.
I agree.
But, I think there were some things with Uba. I don't think she's a full-time housewife. When we lost the other housewife, I think we probably would have seen that more if things hadn't shifted at the beginning of the season.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Anyway. So they fools around on the sex date.
Yep.
That's kind of pretty much it. I don't think we missed anything else with the
I think that's it.
Rub-a-dub-dub. One lady in a tub. Okay, guys, fuck me.
We're
fuck
here.
Me hard.
We've arrived.
Or don't fuck me, because obviously no one fucks me. I'm lying. Okay. I don't even want to get into Sai being upset that Jessel's late. They're both late.
They're both late, guys. They're both late.
I don't even want to get into that.
Also, if you're so annoyed, why not pick up the phone and text Jessel, hey, where are you?
Because she's the person that you need to go to her. She is creating a moment.
It's bullshit.
If she calls Jessel, that gives Jessel too much space to come up with the reason why she's late. She does not want Jessel to look like anything else but a fucking asshole.
While she was also the asshole who was 20 minutes late.
Plausible deniability.
Great.
Goes a long way.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, 41 minutes late, Jessel walks in the door.
Jessel wants to order a drink. You want a drink? No, it's a work day.
I can't drink on a work day. I work.
Again, undermining.
Yep.
Jessel does nothing. I work. How could you dare think that I would have a drink? on a work day. I'm also very upset with you because you showed up late to the thing that I honestly don't want to even go to because what possibly could you have to say?
And the playing thing that you chose in a location that would be more convenient for me, but that you showed up late for. I don't care.
Guys, so what I'm going to say is, if you know anything about Manhattan, I think Jessel lives in Greenwich area, okay? If she's picking a place that's more convenient for Sai, guys, Sai lives in Brooklyn. I know I make jokes all the time, but if it's midday on a Friday, okay, I don't know what part of Brooklyn that she lives in, but given her brownstone, it's a nice part of Brooklyn, which means it's busy. Explain to me how long it would take, no traffic, to get from point A to point B, and with traffic, is it plausible for both parties to have been late?
Yes.
Okay. I don't see what the big fucking problem is.
I don't either.
Okay. We're moving on from
Yes,
that.
exactly. So they talk about date night.
Jessel tells Sai that she had her date night. She's excited.
Yes.
She's so excited because, well, guys, if you didn't remember, you have 11 episodes prior to this episode that will remind you that everybody is poking and prodding about whether or not Jessel has fucked or not fucked her husband.
Everyone needs to know.
Has she fucked him?
Has she had sex?
So she basically comes in guns blazing, wind blown hair, saying, I fucked Babbitt!
I did it!
And Sai's like, I don't give a fuck. You're lying. I don't believe a thing you're saying.
In a nutshell,
Like,
yes.
in a fucking nutshell, that is essentially what happened. I mean, I mean, it's like we could dissect the ins and the outs of what each other are saying in that part, or we could just sit here and go, stop being such a hunt.
Stop being such a hunt, Sai.
Moving target.
Yeah.
Jessel is a scapegoat for Sai. I'm sorry.
She feels that way. Jessel can't do anything right.
She is a scapegoat.
Yeah. She can't do anything right with her. What she didn't give enough detail, so that means that she's lying. What level of detail did she need to give?
You know what, Sai? Part of his pubic hair got stuck in my tooth. Is that detail enough for you?
It's too much detail for me. Jesus.
Sai, what do you want to know? There's a hole. There's a hole in my crotch. And he used it.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Or do I?
He took my eye out.
God. Okay.
What the fuck
Sai
kind of
doesn't
detail does she want?
I don't fucking know. I don't know, but she's not getting it, and so therefore Jessel's lying.
By the way, she has sex with her husband, and yet she still belittles her. Oh, 18 months is so long.
I couldn't do it.
Well, now it's no longer 18 months, ho.
It's reset. It's one day. She's
And
had
what-
1 day without sex.
And what do you know? Again,
nothing. Fucking nothing.
The gatekeeper of sexual statistics.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what is sex? Maybe she's given him blowjobs. Have we ever had the conversation of what constitutes sex? How are we?
No, and nor do I need to.
How are we defining sex? Sigh?
It's the world according to Sai.
Tickle my pickle? Is that sex?
Yeah, probably.
Blow me.
Probably not.
Jesus.
Everything is judgment with Sai. I mean, then she brings up Pavit and the Vietnam.
Shut the fuck up.
Here's
Guys,
the deal.
This is not a weird thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing. Going on a miles run, it's right now we're in January. There's a cutoff point to like have enough miles to keep your status for the next year.
Sai would know that if she traveled.
As someone who's gone from platinum status to no status in a year before, it
Whoa.
fucking sucks.
What's your name? What's your
It
number?
sucks.
You want to take me out?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. They have a huge fucking family. When you have status,
Platinum.
you don't pay for baggage fees.
Yeah.
If they're doing a family trip
Guys,
overseas,
it's a fucking real deal.
a trip to Vietnam, a round trip ticket for a day,
Sure.
is less money than they'll spend in baggage costs for vacations throughout the year with the kids and the mom and the like.
Yeah,
it's not
know.
a fucking thing.
I know.
Get upgrades, free upgrades.
Of course you get upgrades.
Like, get the fuck out
Guys,
of here.
he doesn't have to go to Vietnam per se. He could go elsewhere, but why not there?
But he wants a good bond me.
He wants a bond me. Let the man fucking live.
If you're gonna go halfway around the world just to literally accrue miles to keep your status, there's only so many places. So why not just go somewhere that you like or that you want to get something at, because it's literally just for the fucking travel.
Yeah. Sorry.
Anyway.
I'm taking a breath because
Because we're about to get into the crescendo, if you will.
yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Well,
You take it away.
Jessel wants
white
to
knuckling.
clarify some the things that they talked about her past and her story and all of that. And
Jessel is being a good friend by reaching out and going to the person who keeps maligning her character to clear the air and to give her the opportunity and platform to make it right. That's how I'm editorializing that.
sure, I think that's accurate.
And that's not to cut you off. That's because Sai's
she's an asshole.
she's a hunt.
She doesn't want to compare. She wasn't trying to do so. She apologizes if that's how it came across. Sai's response very, very quickly and very succinctly, I don't care. Okay, cool. Thanks, Sai.
The queen of not giving a fuck.
You could have just phoned me for that.
She's
I
such a
don't
bitch.
care.
It is so fucking rude.
And it is rude. It is incredibly rude.
She lacks empathy. There's a problem here.
Well, there's no empathy
Unless-
in this scene whatsoever.
Unless
Even
there's
when
some-
Jessel starts crying and trying to open up very uncomfortably so.
And explain why she is not. It is not easy for her to open up. Very much similarly, almost to when I was talking about earlier, I wasn't really allowed to have emotion because we couldn't. I just wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what she says. Like, I just didn't grow up that way.
Right.
So to open up is different for
It's
me.
uncomfortable inherently.
And then goes on to say, and I mean, it is a little rather nuanced, but Sai, I'm gonna throw a bone to Sai and think that she can pick up on nuance. Now, whether she chooses to or not is really the question. But then she goes on to say, when you were asking me about my uncles, well, the one uncle I lived with, it hit home for me because he was an alcoholic.
Right.
And I'm sorry, when you come from cultural backgrounds like that, it is shameful to talk about anybody with any type of addiction problem.
Absolutely,
I'm not saying-
100%.
I'm not saying that that is the case here, but I'm wanting to give that a little context. To give, just add that as a layer of a coulda, a woulda, a maybe. So she then goes on to say, and my uncle, he died from alcoholism, and that was hard for me to talk about, which is why I didn't really go into depth about living with my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's not the same.
It's like when I told my mom that I was sexually assaulted, she goes, I'm sorry you went through that period. I was like
That's the shittiest response
I was
of all
like,
time.
cool. It's like, there's no empathy.
No, there's not. And even when Jessel tries to open up about being nervous to be vulnerable, and because of the reception she's gotten from Sai and from Aaron, who she describes as being like vultures, which is a pretty apropos description.
It's not that. We just want a straightforward story.
Right, it completely invalidates her.
She
It's not that. Own it.
completely cuts her off at the balls.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It wasn't just disappointing. It wasn't just frustrating. It was downright kind of nasty. I was really left a little ick watching this.
I was too.
I was like, what the fuck, Sai?
And then
Get a fucking grip.
yeah.
It's why her daughter looked at her the way that she fucking did when she got served her strawberry shortcake and then immediately was like, I'm only going to have one bite of a macaroon out of the 5 that I ordered.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I'm making parallels here.
I know you are.
I think Sai is a little controlling.
I think it's
There's something
worth
there.
exploring for
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, here's what I'll say. I think I'm just disappointed because the side that I was introduced to at the beginning of a season, I expected more from. And I'm this was not on the bingo card for me for this season of the show.
I don't disagree.
I'm kind of left a little. Even Aaron, I think, has far more. Aaron has empathy.
Well, and she has more composure as well.
Well, yeah, Aaron's deluded, but Aaron has empathy. Whatever I
Some
saw,
version, yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's vapid, but
But it's there.
It's a microcosm.
Yeah.
Upper East Side, yada yada.
Totally.
This with Sai, we were missing something that left me a little it just kind of left me a little.
It was jarring.
It was disconcerting. I was just like, okay,
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree.
I gotta go.
Gotta go. Love you. Gotta go. Your story is your story. Our stories are completely different. Love you. Gotta go.
Yeah.
And
Now,
just like that.
I am going to give latitude to the fact that just in general, whether she lacks empathy or not, I'm sure she has empathy. When I say lack empathy, I just mean by and large. I don't mean she has none.
In situations that we are seeing.
She's not a
She's
serial
not
killer.
empathetic.
Okay. But I do wonder if maybe, again, she herself wasn't allowed to be emotional. So she really does see it as a weakness, because if she was emotional growing up, she was told that's weakness.
It's very possible.
So she sees Jessel like that, and she sees Jessel and
She
she
doesn't
goes,
have a tolerance for it.
victim, that's weak, because that's
Yeah.
what she heard growing up.
Yeah.
So there is a lot going on here, guys. Got a lot of layers.
A lot of layers.
Got a lot of layers.
But Sai is not going about it the right way.
I don't think that she is, and I don't know if this reunion that's coming up is really going to do anybody any favors.
We'll see how that goes.
We will see how that goes. But guys,
We made it through.
We made it through.
Praise the heavens.
Thank you for joining us on this Real Housewives of New York reboot recap.
Thanks, guys.
Guys, if you haven't already, wherever you listen to your podcasts, like and subscribe. We're on Spotify, we're on Google Listen,
Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts, Audible, iHeartRadio. The list
All the
goes
things.
on and on and on. We're there.
Leave a 5-star rating.
Please
leave
leave
a
us
review.
a 5-star rating and review. If you scroll down to the bottom of the episode, you'll see a link that says donate a coffee, buy us a coffee. All of your donations are greatly appreciated. Believe it or not, it takes a lot of work to put these podcasts together.
Sure
we do it
does.
because we love it, but the equipment and stuff because we're psychopaths. Although you didn't tell us to buy it, we did. I guess we shouldn't be asking for money, but here's what I'll say. Donate a cocktail for our mental health. Wellbutrin.
Donate a cocky.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you for joining us.
Until next time.
Until next time.